that walk around the building, you can see the training demonstration after this, so you guys can see some of the training things that we have. Again, no social hall to do the bingos and stuff. But as you can see, we have a room that we can do some things if we need to for our community in the event that we need to. We will do some fundraisers. But again, we have about 15, 16 strong firemen. And that counts our treasurer, secretaries, and things like that. So do you want our 16 people to get burnt out doing fundraisers, or do you want our 16, 17 people to be trained in case you ever need us? Hopefully you never need us. This is why it's Fire Prevention Week, which is another good day to talk about fire prevention. Change your glass batteries, change your smoke detectors, check your fire extinguishers. So I gotta get my fire prevention punch in. But guys, you're gonna see coming out of a fire, things that into on scene, why we do things, why people will say, why do you put a hole in the roof? Why do you have to put ladders all the way around the building? It's not on fire. Well, you'll see where, God forbid, we're pinning that upstairs and we can't get out. It only needs to get to the ground, maybe that ladder or jump it. I'd rather have a ladder and try to get down the ladder. They only have a broken arm or leg, but jumping I could have a broken back and a broken neck. So, with that being said, that's why training, as you can see up there, is so important. Between Halls and State Farm, we put in for some prompts. We haven't been awarded the grant yet, but we were able to build some things that we started training. The other night, I got to pull in after the borough meeting, the township meeting. I couldn't find a spot to park. There were 16 spots. My heart was fluttering. Not as bad as the parade. The parade got me going. That was awesome. But just pull in and see the guys here and the guys training, wanting to train. That's what we're here for, to train. To have Lindley come down, to have Middlebury, to have Gloucester come down and train. East Corning guys were here. That's what this is about, is that. The other things, we just built the fire station in 2004. Not very long ago. Not many people build 2 fire stations in their lifetime. So far, I've been able to help with 2. I'm hoping never to do 3. I'm out. I'm tapped out. But we got to see a lot of neat ideas that the community has done for the fire departments that we somewhat addressed, but we didn't address. So it gave us a new vision on the fire department and the community. The fire station, the old one, was dedicated to Chuck Miller. We can't replace Chuck Miller. Chuck was a fire chief for 22 years. As the plaque said, the greatest thing about the plaque is that there was a time capsule behind it. We never put one in, and thank God, because it would have been gone. So we wouldn't have had it, but we were able to save the plaque because someone went over and they took it off the building very quickly, because that was sentimental to somebody. I don't know who, and I think whoever got it off, so we kept it. As you can see through the pictures, those that see pictures again, they're 3 years old. So a lot of people have seen stuff. But touring around a bunch of fire stations, there's some things that we realized that we really wanted to do and start doing for not only us to remember our past fellow firefighters, but also our community at large. So one of the things that we're going to do is, and everybody knows COVID. COVID set everything back in time. We ordered a siren piece, so yes, there will be a siren in town. We ordered that in May. We are in October and it's still in some boat between here and wherever Never landed. But we'll have a siren back in town as soon as that part shows up. So again, it takes us time to get stuff. But things have been on order. So out here in front of, we will have letters go up on our buildings, but again, it takes time. So it's going to say Lawrenceville Fire Department across the apron doors, and over by the radio room and the office, it'll say Station 8. And then there's a green light out front. Well, that green light we thought would really mean a lot to us to have a flagpole out there. And then it was, well, let's do something for our fallen firemen that we've had over the years. So since 2019, and again, remember folks, this takes place from 2019. We can't change what we did before that. but we've learned a lot since then. So I want to emphasize that. We're not forgetting anybody that was here before that. But we're going to put up a plaque outside and a statue that's going to go out in front of the fire station, out in front of the station. And here's a picture of it. Over on the right-hand side, you can see it's going to be a fire helmet, and it's going to be a pair of gloves, and it's going to be a fireman's coat and a pair of bunker pants. It's going to be about 3 foot high and about 1.5 feet or so wide. And on that plaque, or on that monument, it's going to say a monument paid for by the memorial donations made to honor members that lost their life since the fire, July 27, 2019. Paul Hall, Chuck Miller, Hank Shutt, and Jack Young. So these are all honorary members that we had that have died since our fire. In that, we had a generous donation made by one of our honorary members. It says an additional generous donation was made by honorary member Judy Thomas, which we made an honorary member in memory of her late husband Ed Thomas, to pay up the rest of that and to get it here. It takes about 18 weeks to get this made. It's been ordered since August. We understand that things aren't here, and we're very sorry about that, folks. But this is kicking off fire prevention. It's still weather's nice. We wanted to get some people here to show our beautiful fire station. With that being said, so first of all, we have family members here. I think a round of applause to these people that fathers have given a lot of time to this and husbands. So with that being said, we're going to make that memorial out there. We're going to have some bricks, maybe some chairs down the road, maybe some benches. We want people to use that to come back and remember their family members. So with that being said, there's some other things that we realize, that there's been a lot of contributing by a lot of family members and organizations throughout the community as well. The first one was Al Kreger. Al was an honorary member of our fire department that lived right across the road from the fire station. Those that knew Al, I had the opportunity to know Al in his later years. But he always liked coming over and talking fire trucks when I was young, 18, 19, 20 years old. And he always told me about the way it used to be. Well, it's sad because I'm getting to be that guy now that talks away, but it used to be. Because I'm into the older, now we got the younger guys around here. So we're going to take their gear room, which is over here, that faces Al Kreger's house, and we're going to name our gear room the Kreger Room, in memory of Al Kreger, which I think should deserve a round of applause for the Kreger. These will be put up right after we get done with this. We will put these up. Burdett Chamberlain and his wife Dorothy were very generous people to the Fire and Ambulance Associations after they had passed away. And throughout their time when they were here, you know, you needed something, you were able to call Burdett and he'd help us with a tractor or something like that. So Burdett was kind of a worker, worked a lot. So those that got to see our workroom back in there, that we could take our air packs off, we can clean them right there, work on them, fill them, wash our gear, and that's kind of the way Burdett was. So we have a sign that's going to be called the Chamberlain Room. So we're going to name that the Chamberlain Room. The next one was a gentleman that over the years has helped us, but in the last 3 years has really come through to help us get to where we are today. We had no meeting room, and again, this is not to deny businesses and other people throughout the community, but, and I'll talk about that in a minute, I guess, but the herb room. So I know Jay's here somewhere. Where's Jay at? Jay here? I don't see him over skin in my eyes right now. But more office. So we're going to name the office after him. So that'll be called the herb room. So as you can see, kind of takes care of some things. The next one is the community. The community has done a lot for us. Donations, people ask, and we had an open house. We went through all the numbers at the last open house. But over $200,000 were given throughout the United States and donations. So community is right here. The turnout right here. You know, we're home. I stole it from WENY guy. You know, they say this is home. Well, guess what? We're home. This is home. We're back in town. You know, everybody's happy. So we're going to name our pecan room, which is where the refrigerator is in there, the community room. And that's where we make coffee and things like that. So we don't want to forget that. The other thing, we don't want the generations coming down the road to forget what got us here. And by these little tokens, they're not much, we understand that, but it does mean a lot to us. And if there's a way that we can show going forward something to remember your loved one by, or, you know, again, something you see, you want to do something, you're very welcome to. Donna Blake was very good to us. Right in the building up there, you know, we were able to get into the building within 2-3 weeks. Again, a lot of paperwork was done by Mr. Irv to get into that and make that stuff happen. Chris Gilbert's not here. He took a lot of time with us to get the paperwork, the rental contract, so we could get into that building. We never missed a call, folks. We had a fire, or we had a wreck the next day after the fire. Knoxville had their fire truck here. Away we went. We had blue jeans and t-shirts on, but we were getting her done. You know, I go back into Chuck Miller. I have fought a lot of fires with Carhartt on before, so, you know, get in there and do the job. You know, these older guys got a lot of stories to tell us. And I tell these young guys to get around and listen to these older guys, because Al Walt, probably out on the carpet here a little bit, Jim's around a lot, so people get to talk to Jim. But there's a lot of stories, a lot of history. And we need to start preserving that within this building here going forward. So I think that's what I have. Brad, you want to, or Jim, you got anything? I know Joyce said she didn't want to talk at all. So
I think also as an assistant chief of the department, while we were down there for the 3 years we were down there, I'd like to thank Joe Nichols, Paula Hall. They came over during the winter time, plowed the yard or plowed the driveway for us. They came down in the summertime, mowed the lawn for us. Stuff that we knew had to be done, but we just didn't have time to do it all the time. So we drive by and Paula will be out there on the riding lawnmower, mowing the lawn for us without being asked. Joe did a lot with our gravel. Joe, the people in the community, we can't thank you guys enough.
Blair Chapel from over the military,
yes.
Heard about the fire, he's dead. So I kind of say that as a joke, but anyway, Blair's a great guy. He came down and got that building yard mowed, out back mowed, everything. We didn't say a word to him, and he did it every week. And it was great because we have a lot of other issues going on. You know, we're still trying to get a fire truck, a rental truck. Judy Thomas was instrumental. Ena King, Joyce Nichols, instrumental in just Rose Smith and Joe Smith, which aren't here. It took a lot of people and they were retired. And that retirement meant a lot because they had time to do stuff. We also had jobs to do, you know. We had to go back to work. And they were able to get stuff done that we couldn't have got done. And as much as we think we could have, we may not be where we are today without those retirees really helping out and making us where we are today. So, anything else you did? Thank you.
Yeah, and one more. Again, those of you that were around that night of the fire, we appreciate everything because that was our second home for all of us. And to watch it go up with all of our gear, all of our life inside of that, it was hard. So, I can tell you right now, I can see one guy, Mr. Zimmerman, back there in the back. He pulled Lee across the street after Lee pulled the fire truck out and Lee couldn't walk. Mr. Zimmerman pulled him out, and he's still in a sling. Everybody that came that night was hook and hose down the street. Everybody that was out there trying to get us. I would also like to say that 7 people, that's it, 7 of us went to the hospital. We all did our job, and only 7 people went to the hospital, and we were all home that night. So thank you again. The neighboring departments that are still here, thank you. We appreciate you guys. No, I don't see her, Joyce.
Okay. She did a fundraiser for us selling t-shirts, and she raised quite a bit of money just selling t-shirts.
Also, if we're going to do that, Taylor Carney right over here, she did the decals that most of you guys see on your vehicle. Taylor right there stepped up and decided to do some decals for us. So I think we should thank Taylor as well.
There were so many people that did so many things, and I could sit here and list half of them, and I would be wrong. I mean, Paula had something up in the store there where they did t-shirts and you could order stuff. And there was just, there was just a lot. And by all means, if we forgot some, please come to us. If we forgot somebody that is not on the list over there, Jim Brockway, I'm going to tell you right now, your name's not on the honorary member list. Somehow we missed it twice. But Jim is an honorary member of our department. And we're very proud of that. I don't know why it's not over there, but that brought to my attention. But, so again, guys, it takes a lot. And you can see how busy we are. You know, again, I said we're 15, 16 strong. You know, we get tired. We have jobs to do. We have kids. We have sporting events. You know, we're busy. What's that? Yeah, join up. There's a spot over there. But before everybody leaves, I'd really like to show you the other side of the fire truck. They got a presentation going on to show you what the capabilities here of the fire department at a fire scene. And then we have a wrench out there to show you what we do in a car accident. That's the outside. This one's inside. But I want you guys, while you're inside, it's still warm, the doors are down. This show, we may not have a community hall, but we're going to have some damn good trained firemen around here. So I'd like you to at least see the presentation. So thank you guys, everybody. Oh, look! Don't forget CNN, the cooks over there. Hey, Tina. Hey, Tina. All right, Bart, you guys are up. You guys are up.
That's fine. Bobby J, what's happening, baby? Uncle brother.
It's a great time.
He's like, is that Bobby J?
I'm not sure how good the TV. I'm not sure how good the TV picks up. And guys, there's a slideshow running. It's pretty bright in here. It's kind of tough to see, but I can come down if you haven't.
We were able to get it off the station before we.
My car's open.
Thank you.
We're gonna sneak outside so we can talk. Ooh, the wind's blowing. I'm so sorry. All right. We'll get some arrangements made here. I hope the audio is okay. It was definitely kind of loud. I was hoping they'd be amplified. Didn't look that way. Was it good? Awesome. Look at how beautiful their trucks are. It's a great building. Yeah, this is a beautiful new building, guys. Yeah. Yeah, it's huge. Yep, 3 whole bays. There's quite a bit of coverage going on today, too, I noticed. great turnout. What is what? That's, I would say they've got one of the trucks parked across the street. We're gonna do a tour inside the building after they get all done speaking with their dedication and stuff, because it is pretty full. The lunch is included, so I mean, if you haven't come down, if you don't have the kids, if you do have the kids, they were playing with some hoses. They're going to do some demonstrations still. This is really just kind of a kickoff right now. Sorry about the wind. Oh yeah, I'm headed to the back of the building now. There's the other side of the 3 bays. Look at how nice this is. Yeah, they can drive right through it. Like I said, a great turnout. I parked over by the old bank, so parking's yeah, not a lot of parking. So if you require handicap parking, I don't see any reason if you don't come right up to the building and let someone know. We're very big at gardening, guys. A lot of us garden. Not just me. So once I mount the light on here, we will. Yeah, I lift up my little. I don't mind the microphone fuzzy if you guys don't. Okay, so food's right here. I'm gonna see if I can get in front. It is CNN Bake, I think is what it's called. The wind is whipping, guys, today, for sure. Oh. Yeah. Okay, I am in it. Okay, so, the new Firehouse, if you haven't had time to come down yet, there is no charge for the food. Come and eat. There's burgers and hot dogs. It smells really good. The wind's obviously blowing a little bit, but it's not bad. I'm just in a sweater and I wore a scarf to keep my neck covered so I'm not cold. But tables inside, you don't have to be out in the sunshine. So make sure you get time to come down. Bring the kiddos. They're going to do some demonstrations throughout the day. Now that they're done speaking, we are going to get a walkthrough tour, hopefully, but there's a lot of folks in there and it's kind of tight right now. I don't want to be poking anybody with any of the legs on my tripod. So I'm going to get out of the way so these cars can get backed out. And let's see about the tour. I don't want to end the feed in between, but I got to get out of the way. All right. ready to change our clocks, guys, I'll just kind of do a quick PSA. Don't forget about the batteries and your smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors. It is really important. If you haven't had your furnace service, it needs to be, please do that. Maybe somebody will reach out and say, hey, I do this, this, and this. Don't forget to do those things. Coming into turning the heat on. If you've managed not to turn the heat on so far, you're doing really good, because I did.
So you're all set up?
I am going to go find some.
Go get a hot dog.
I want to use that job. Alright, I'm not sure how this is supposed to go here.
Well, you have to wait till she gets back.
Alright.
Goes in here or something. I don't know.
It's seeing me right now, I think. Oh, yeah, she's definitely gonna have to come through.
Uh-oh, it looks like your camera fell over.
Yeah, that's because we were sitting here running our mouths instead of watching.
It's okay, it shouldn't Oh, I didn't tighten it back up. That's what happened. Sorry. Hold
I was
on.
trying to figure out how it's supposed to fit in that little space.
It does very carefully, but here's one. Here, I'll tell you what. Can you hold this?
Yes. See, I just bought a new tripod for my camera. I have a really good camera.
You have a really good camera? I have a really good camera too. This iPhone does really well though.
I use it for video as well.
You can't beat how easy it is. The wind really blew this over.
Yeah,
It's blowing.
Bust.
That's why I wasn't kidding people today. Thank you. There we go. Easy enough.
Yeah, they got a meeting third Monday every month.
Who does? Yeah, I'm too old to get involved in furniture.
That'll be a public meeting. Don't forget that I'm still Is that better, Tiger? It should be fixed. You guys turned that. We broke it in for real. And so I'm glad I didn't buy it.
What'd you bring me? Did you bring me some rocks? Oh, thank you. Where did you find the rocks at?
It works really great.
Right there? All right, I don't need any more rocks. Give them to your dad.
And this is much more isolated than like zero.
Give them to your dad.
Shut off my YouTube.
Where'd you park it?
Over at, you forget.
we left this open so you guys can see because we don't want people over getting hurt. So basically, generally if you come in, we have tools that we carry, the door's locked. How do you get into it? You know, we carry our irons with us, as we call them, the housing bars. We get into the door. So now, we get into the door. Okay, so now we're in. So, kids, where do we go in a fire? I told DJ was just over the bridge and a couple little kids. Remember, don't we get low? The smoke always goes up. So the firemen will come in underneath. Hey, guys, I get low. I know it's hard, but kind of sneaking up so you can see them. But they come low. So now what happens? Suddenly, he can't get out that door. He's stuck in a room. Now what happens? You gotta get out some way out of that room. The fire's behind his door. He can't go out the way he comes in. So now you suddenly gotta cut a hole in the sheetrock. So you cut a hole in the sheetrock. Go ahead.
I don't want to.
I didn't think so.
No fun.
Yeah, I figured he was. He told me he was. No, get Lee or drink, one of the two. Start talking before Lee gets here. Tell him what you're gonna do. And then let Lee and them guys come out here and talk. Hey Mike, run a little faster.
Don't run, Mr.
Guy. Here comes Drake.
now.
Drake, we're waiting on you. Joe needs you.
He's gonna do the talking. No, get back there right now.
Go ahead. Sorry, Joe.
No, change it. So it would be easier for you to talk instead of me talking over.
So guys, sorry about that. I was in there show and telling yet. So you can see there's some things that are set up that are already here before we get going. Single lane accident ahead. Emergency ahead. Please pay attention to those signs. There are firemen out on the roads, guys. We're volunteers. That's probably the biggest thing. Slow down and don't be a rubbernecker. You go by, you go like this, and somebody calls an accident. You hit a fireman or something like that. You run into a fire truck. So that's why the signs are out. I just want to make sure you guys see it. You got tow truck guys. BMW brought the car down. You know, tow truck guys. They're all someone's father, son, daughter, mother, whoever. So let me get over this way. So obviously the car's not really smashed up here, so it's kind of hard to show some things here. But what they're going to do is they're going to pop the roof here, or the car hood. And what they're going to do is they're going to take and show you kind of pop and open up the doors. These tools are all new since the fire. Remember, we lost everything in the fire, guys. So instead of having cords instead of hearing the power units and things like that, everything is battery operated. You'll see a generator here. Yes, we have a generator. We have a battery that works off the generator as well, in the event we need to. We have Milwaukee batteries and things of that sort. So again, we have everything so we're portable. We can go down. We're not tripping over hoses now. Again, back into safety. As you can see, the fire extinguisher is out, just in case something does happen. You'll see when they start pulling open the hood here on this nice, beautiful car. So, no, it's over there. It's over there. So one of the big challenges that we face today, does anybody know what they are besides the fire guys in the back? What's one of the biggest challenges we have now with cars these days? Electronic cars, right, these battery operated cars. Do you know a battery car fire could take up to 20,000 gallons of water to put out? We don't use that on house fires once in a while, or garage fires. How many did you guys use this morning? 4? So 8,000, 10,000 on a garage fire this morning. So you read these articles about these battery operated cars. Once in a while it's better off to let it burn. It'll burn itself out in an hour instead of 4 to 6 hours. They catch on fire. You got battery wires running down through. So again, this is all training we take to learn how to cut into a car, but now you gotta go back and retrain. You gotta always retrain. What do you do with these battery operated cars? Because they bring out a nightmare all by themselves. There's not a certain way to do things. It's not where they run the cords all down through the column. BMWs could be over here, Chevys could be here, Toyotas could be here. So again, they could be anywhere. So I wish that would be something they would standardize, but they don't. So they pried it open, and then so we have one that's called like a spreader, which is what Steve just sat down. Joe right now has a set of cutters that basically with pair of shears they cut. They never want to stand between the tool and the car because again that starts torquing, you know, you end up being part of the problem. So once they get that up, what they'll end up doing now, the purpose of it is going to just kind of show you different techniques of how to do things. Eventually we're going to make this car a convertible. So that's the goal. So if you like destroying things, the fire department's kind of for you because you destroy roofs, destroy walls, you can destroy cars. How long do the batteries stay? It all depends on how often you're using them. They can go up to 2 to 3 hours. They will cut one car completely up if you're right on it. Nope, there are the new battery styles. They don't have a memory like the old batteries used to have a memory. And then we have a board in there. If you go in, you'll see a board there where we rotate the batteries through. So we have a charger unit on both the engines, and then we also have the charger unit over by in the gear room there. So we replace the batteries, rotate them out. Like today's good to just get them out here. Knock on noggin. We don't use these very often anymore because thank God cars are better, airbags, curtains are seatbelts, and younger kids. Why you wear your seatbelt? Younger kids are reminding parents to wear seatbelts. You know, it's firsthand to them. It should be to all of us. You know, they put the black cribbing down there first. You know, the last thing you want to do is get up to the car and have it going like this, rocking all over the place. You know, they have a seat spine or a neck injury or something like that from the wreck. You don't want the car to start going like this as we start cutting it up and things. So what he'll do here in a second is you got your car doors. So when you go into your car door, you have 2 to 3 hinges, usually 2 hinges. So what Joe's doing is opening that up to get to the hinges. He's going to peel that right off, that door right off. Before you used to have this run, the old 2-cycle. You would hear that. station, let alone the rec dealership.
Yeah, these are very cool. I'm really amazed.
You okay? That's good. So you little kids, over there we do have a set of jaws that we'll put over there. You guys want to crush a pop can or cut a pop can in half? We'll let you do it. Maybe line two of them up, crush them all. So we have that over there if you guys want to do it.
You guys just went as part of the
That little
demonstration.
scary. So usually somebody's inside with a patient. They would be telling them you may feel a pop in the car. So they know, because remember, are they scared? They think they're probably hurt while we're doing this. But do you know what we do first when we get to a car wreck? We always make sure the seat is safe. We make sure there's no power lines. We make sure that there's no fluid leaked in. We gotta have it safe for us too. That's not that airbag. What's that? That's not an airbag. That's got airbags in it. So what do you think we gotta do that? We gotta disconnect the batteries. How many batteries we gotta disconnect? Where's the battery? Not every car's under the hood. They could be in the trunk box. They could be behind the seat, right? So now you're looking for batteries in a car wreck. There's so much now that Napa coat, you got to be a parts man now to cut these things apart, Mikey. But one of the things we do is we walk up and we go like this. Can't get in. So we do try the simple things first, right? We don't just go busting cars because we have to. We may bust the window to get somebody inside to start getting EMS here. Start doing oxygen. Hold their neck. What's that? What's that? Break the window, pull them out, but if their back's broken, they got a broken knee, a broken leg, but you can't get a backboard through a car window. Can you? Not easily. Then put a fat guy like me on, it ain't gonna come out very easily. Not gonna come out. Don't be laughing and don't say that's true. So now they got the door pretty much where they can get into the door. Should break. He does it right. Watch your toes, Steve. Yep. The other thing, as you just heard me say, watch your toes. Joe said the same thing. We usually have somebody walking around to make sure the car's safe. Make sure something didn't change. The car suddenly starts moving on the other side. You know, there's somebody usually walking around making sure everything's safe. There's door number one. Hey, can you get number two? Yeah. Right. Yeah, because as DJ just said, we can have multiple tools going at the same time. So we can be on the other side working at the same time. We left everything on this side so you guys can see it. But right, we could be doing the same thing and putting the whole dash up. If the dash comes down on your waist or something like that. So right, on our engine, we carry tools, and on the other engine, we carry tools. Cross trains with Liberty, Tioga, Millerton, Nelson, we go to Osceola. You know, so again, it all depends on where the call is. You guys had the fire before? Millerton was. Why was? What's that? Over off 549 somewhere. Over in Daggett somewhere. So again, you start thinking about hoses and things like that. We're pretty close to the cars. We're able to get to the cars pretty easily. And again, it's kind of hard with a perfectly good car to show you how to cut stuff and do stuff. Yeah, but it's hard to get them too because the insurance companies want them. Yeah. Nope. These out forcible entry upstairs. There's been a couple times we went and got the spreader. Found a new spread. Let them in. Let the door apart. No. Most everybody we have set up are usually 150 to 200 foot long. Occasionally there's 100-foot hose cam line. Occasionally, but the brush truck may be set up with some smaller hoses, but most everybody's 150 to 200. So, because you don't know, it's hard to have specific things. Like we take, if we have a fire, the truck that's in the fire station right now is the one that we take. Because it has a pickup on it. In the event we need it, it's there. Doesn't mean we're going to use it. Doesn't mean we're not use it. But it's there as an option. And all that does is spray water down. And that's really a fire truck. The other truck that's outside is the same thing, but it's got 1,000 gallons of water on it. So we take that to anything that's vehicle related. Because you got a little bit more water, in case the taser doesn't come right out behind the door. We go to a fire, we know the taser's coming right behind us. So the other truck only has 500 gallons of water. So it's a little bit less, but we're not going to use that shit right off the bat anyway. We got to have people. Somebody asked, where do we keep all of our fire gear? All of the fire gear is left inside the fire station. The 4 fire chiefs are the only ones that have gears in their vehicle, and we also have gear here. Because why? Someone says, well, if your house next door to you is on fire, there's a rule. You know, it's a buddy system. Kids in school, you got to go in twos, and you go somewhere to cafeteria. Well, you know what? We do the same thing as the fire department. We go in twos. You don't go into a burning building by yourself. So why? So the house next door is on fire. What's that mean? You can't go in. You don't have your air pack with you. You don't have a fire hose with you. What are you going to do inside all by yourself if somebody's down? Are you physically fit? I mean, we got Drink and Joe. Carter, probably Steve are probably our most physical fit guys. They'd have a heck of a time pulling me out of a building. I'm pretty fat, so. It's all bought and paid for, you're right. So again, we want people to come get the fire trucks and take the fire trucks. That way we have our appropriate tools. We have the appropriate equipment. We have the air pack. We have everything we need to do the job. And you know what you have for your help. How many people do you have? Do I got 4 guys? Do I have 2? So it's an accountability system. Me would last about 10 minutes because I breathe really hard and fast and I'm out of shape. Somebody else can last 30 minutes. All depends on what they're doing. If I'm searching or am I actually fighting fire? Am I pulling the ceiling down? Am I cutting a hole in the roof? So it all depends on what you're doing and how much exertion you have. So it's a variable question, Mikey. It's a variable question. And how in shape you are, too. So I get winded just running to the fire station. You got guys like Larry back here that never had their back when they started the fire department. So I see these things there. Break it or not?
No, I'm just making a mark.
Did you take the windshield out first? Yeah, they're getting ready to. That's why you mark the windshield. It's just easier to cut it with a tool or take the sawzall and do it. And again, we're doing this with 2 guys. That's all. At a wreck, you know, we have 4, 5, 6 guys that would be all doing this. Everybody kind of wanted to do stuff. We have family members here that we want to be with our families and show them our building too. So that's why there's only 2 guys doing it. You know, guys bailed out the window. You okay there or not? First time sitting down? Okay, bud?
Alright guys, listen, I'm going to shorten this up a little bit. Because I really want to see the inside of the building. Out here. Again, keep in mind, guys, we are in the Firehouse. This is a
Thank you again for coming.
house. You may or may not hear We're live. It's always unedited.
Cardboard. Remember the old cardboard with the wax on it?
Little more.
Sure.
All right,
Let's roll.
let's roll. Guys, let's go see this new building. It still smells really good if you haven't come down to eat. Oh. We get to go behind the doors.
So the generator room.
Oh, wow.
So we got our boiler system on the wall.
Okay. Wow, look at
Wi-Fi, everything.
Yeah. That is awesome. Thank you. All right. Next, let's move on.
Our gear washing
Yep.
extractor, our gear dryer, our cascade system to fill up our cylinders, our decon area over here with the industrial size sink with 3 different sections so we can wash, soak, rinse. Workstation here we can open up and do work. We got extra caps and extra things that we might need.
What are those oxygen? Did you just ask
Those
me
are
what those?
cascade.
Yeah, they're. What are those oxygen tanks for? Here's your
Our
sign.
kitchen.
We're going too fast.
I gotta get some forks.
Okay, she's gotta get some forks.
I've got a signal drop. There might be one over there.
All right, so kitchen. Donated water by CNN
Oh, yeah.
Bank.
Bank, guys.
We have our decon area. We got the decon. So we have a
It's a
decon shower. So if we
decontamination.
get contaminants, carcinogens from the fire, we can come back here and rinse off.
Full shower.
Pull shower here, so we can just stand underneath with our gear. It all goes down to the drain. Good to go.
Drink. Wow, this floor is great.
Yes, we have the epoxy floor with the spackle on it. We went with the color, the gray black. That's the color we wanted.
That's great. Here's
26
your gear.
lockers. So here's our lockers. Outlets above every locker so guys can charge flashlights, charge things that they want. So everybody has a locker with all their gear. Everything's labeled.
Look at this bench.
Nice bench that was donated to us by Marlon Cummings out of Tioga. He's actually going to make another one for us. We're going to put pictures down, and he's going to laminate over top of the pictures. So we have history of the fire station. Pictures will be on both here.
Awesome. Local wood
Yep,
probably
local
too,
wood,
right?
yep, from Lawrenceville wood.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a thing here.
2 normal bathrooms. Both sides identical. Our chief.
Doesn't matter.
Yep, men or girls, whichever. Chief's office. This is where the 4 chiefs and the
Oh, wow.
officers have our own office. So this will be the chief's office. Any of the officers can come in and do paperwork, do whatever we need. Importance files are kept in the locked filing cabinet.
They did a nice job decorating.
Yes.
I love
Next
the
one is
flag.
our radio room. This is
Oh.
pretty much where the lounge pretty much is going to be. So this is where pretty much all the firefighters eventually will have a TV with cable on it and a TV that shows all the calls that are going on right now. So we'll be able to know what's going on, who's coming to the calls. We have the 10 ways to kill a volunteer fire organization.
That's awesome.
So do those things and
and
you're going to
epic.
kill the volunteer fire organization.
That's a great board.
Radios, garage door openers that can operate all 6 doors from in here.
Oh, wow.
Pictures from old trucks, honorary life members that have passed away since the fire. Another bench that was built for us after the fire. Station 8 Strong was our motto after the fire.
Makes sense.
And then we have a patch board where we continue to add patches from all over the United States that people bring to us and donate to us. Police, fire.
I might have to go get my fancy camera because the glare.
Oh, right, the glare.
Yeah. The iPhone's great for most things.
And then they turned on the lights on the fire
Actually,
truck.
hold on. Your mailboxes are
Oh, yes.
they're burnt and done cool too.
Yep. Yep.
Guys, the mailboxes are
Yep.
even done
And we
pretty
have
cool.
treasurer, secretary, auxiliary.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Just
made
cut-
them 15 years ago.
Yeah, those boxes were
No
made 15
kidding.
years ago. Yeah, they're still, they made it through the fire.
Wow. Okay. They made that through the fire. That's crazy.
Then we'll go upstairs and show you what's here.
Guys, there's an upstairs.
Our bailout windows, we did the prop on, we did the exercise on.
Yeah.
So practice
Oh, wow.
getting out of the second story.
Check this out. Would you guys call this state of the art?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely the state-of-the-art facility.
We're going upstairs.
So the
Look at
upstairs
that.
is basically our training area. That's the top of the bailout window that goes down. So you can look out,
They take their money, they bring it in,
see
they take their money.
what it looks like looking down.
You know,
Open storage. So any new members that come in, we'll bring them in. Sizing for gear. We got used gear. We got brand new gear that's never been worn. Pants, boots, helmets,
Yeah.
extra rope,
Yeah.
gloves. Are
Very
safe with
important.
all our very, very important stuff. in
We're
it.
gonna go right on by that.
This is an upstairs training area. We have a training simulator. We could pull someone up from a different floor.
Oh.
So if someone's in the basement or the first floor or on the second floor, we can lift this crate and we can pull them up.
You guys can see through that. Yeah.
Yeah, we can pull them up.
Huh. Wow. Okay.
And then over here.
I caught some of that. Wow.
We have the
Oh,
actual
look at-
cascade system. There's our compressor for the
Wow,
air.
guys. Look at this. That's the stuff right there. Look at that.
And then this is the upper view of the station. This is what we have.
Just to give you guys, there's some links right there.
I don't know, good question. We'll have to see when the next council meeting comes.
I'm waiting. I like it better here.
Right?
It's bigger. Yeah.
Maybe to fit more people.
That'd be fantastic. The camaraderie has been really great. These are great folks. And again, volunteers, if you're interested. If somebody wanted to volunteer, who would they come see?
Anybody here?
Anybody here?
They all can access applications.
Okay, so anybody at the fire station can help you apply to be a volunteer. Always promote that. This has been great. Thank you very much.
Anytime.
All right, you go back and watch it later.
All right, I will.
Watch what?
TJ just showed me everything.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Behind all of those doors. So you see, I'm so excited about this. This is what I want. Yes, positive stuff. Great stuff. This is so nice. I'm so excited for you guys as Lawrenceville Borough residents. I think this is great.
Your community really needs this. We're gonna go back and check on the Jaws.
that's why nobody.
It is getting later in the afternoon. There is still food. If you have not been down to get something to eat, do it. Okay, there's water, there's chips, there's snacks. We're gonna come over one more time and check on those Jaws. Most of us have seen demonstrations like this before.
What they're doing now.
What I think is most interesting, these hydraulic jaws are electric. They are not powered by gas or two-cycle oil.
This one's the B
got great
because
timing.
that's what your manufacturers. So they had to go in, they have to tear off the plastic to know where to cut. So that's what the two of them are discussing right now. Where do you want to cut at? Where's the best spot to cut out? So it's that communication back and forth. Where do you want to do this? Where's all you gotta have something that it's all right. Because you have curtain airbags now that come down. You see the curtain airbags that come down on the side?
Yeah.
Couple guys in the video. They all have it. So that's one thing that kind of makes me happy. That Department of Transportation was a national they gotta make sure, just like Jeep. How many people like the Jeep Wrangler? They look cool. But they got the roll bar. Gotta have that roll bar. You know, just like cars, they gotta be roll over. You gotta make sure that the steel's there so they don't have the injuries if they roll over. Or they roll over multiple times. Because your airbag's only good for the first hit.
Yeah, this car is in really good shape for the car that they would be using to drive the lifetime.
So
It usually wouldn't be so intact.
it's true if it goes off, but it's only good for one hit. So that's what they're checking in there. So the olden days, it used to be to go in and just cut because we didn't have all this safety stuff. But all this safety stuff makes it harder for firemen. It makes you take updated courses, training. Yeah, we cut it up with so far, yeah. And again, a job like this, we'd have 2 tools out, somebody'd have a sawzall, and we could go through this fairly quickly, guys. I mean, we want to show you guys, because if we went blazing through it, it wouldn't be as good. And so right here, Joe's talking about safety. Again, we don't want justice to happen. You know, you can't have the roof fall down on the person. You get it off. Who's stabilizing it? You know, the webbing should be there. So when you flap it down, you tie it up. As you can see, the doors were being carried away. Because if not, they become trip hazards. Battery good yet? Battery good yet, Joe? Yeah. Okay. So there, Sawzall. Sawzall could be a better tool. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, I did already. You didn't hear me. So right here, remember how we just talked about the curtain? There's the curtain right there. That's your airbag. That's what they're cutting around. Then there's a gas cylinder in there that makes it activate. You can't cut through that. So otherwise, all you can do is sit there and waste your time. So that's what Joe just said. Make sure I show him, and I said I just did. So if you haven't seen that, it's kind of neat. Not many people see the insides of their cars. Out of my shears with me. I just moved the shears. They just take it to the back? Oh, here you go. No, here, can't do that. Hang on, I'll give that to you. I had my shears in my pocket. I want to put them back inside.
And on the note that Lee just said about wearing gloves and getting hurt, but most of the time there is at least one patient and there's sometimes 2 or 3 that we will have to get out. Like in addition to Lee said about somebody being in there with a patient, to the best of our ability we will also try to cover the patient to keep any debris from the incident that might be the glass or anything else that might be falling on them.
Could be
That's
tarps.
getting safe.
Yep, could be tarps. Could be someone else's fire coat that's out here being the gopher. May not need their coat, so we cover them up. And again, take 3 people and suddenly try to get somebody in there. Got your family. So there's a convertible out of it. And again, remember, if there's 2, I'm sorry, there's 2, 3 patients in there, you know, very easily could be a lot more to do, you know. Work around the patient. You can't step in the car, the patient's in there. You know, you can't get in because of this. You got to work obstacles. So when we train, we try to put somebody in there. You know, so that way they get an idea what to tell the patient. Because maybe, like I'll pick on EJ here, maybe EJ's not an EMS provider, but once in a while he may be the guy that has to go in because you know what? He's a skinny guy that can get in there.
Yes.
We may tell him what to tell the patient, but just having somebody in there to comfort that person may be a good thing to do. So, any questions on that? The training? So, we'll do it. You'll see a lot more of it down here because we're down here now. We did it up there. We had a couple cars we've cut up over a couple years. Things have been tough up there. You know, we did. Thank you for coming. Application, you get one? Did your wife get hers too? Okay. So, up there we didn't have the hydrant system and stuff. So we were training, but people didn't even know we existed. Because we weren't home. We weren't in town. So you'll see us out here now cutting up cars. You'll see us with hydrant training. You'll see the stick out here against the building, against the trees, things like that. So again, it's not that we stopped. Guys went to training and stuff. It was just a lot tougher up there. Now we're down here. We got a place we can do it. It's our property. Nobody's going to be driving on this. You kids ain't going to be out here playing with the cars. So we don't have to worry about things as much. So, in technology, it's whenever the classes come out with the county, we can host our own class. We can do things here. So, it's all good about you. It's all good about Joe. Any other questions? That was a good question. A lot of things you watch on YouTube, a lot of things you watch online for training and stuff. So go ahead, EJ.
I will also say one thing that you may have missed this. Like Lee said at the very beginning, the very first thing that we did was put the 4 wedges under the car to stop it from moving. Now, depending on the way the car is sitting, it may not be that simple. We may have to tie it off to a tree or sometimes even call in a wrecker to help stop that car from moving. It's not always simple, but we have the options to make those phone calls to get the tools that we need to help us.
And that's something that's starting to take place a lot more is the wrecker training, the cross training between fire departments and rollback, but more so the bigger tractor trailers, the bigger ones. I know B&W does a lot of training. C&R used to do a class, which is no longer a business, but they had a heavy metals class where now they can stabilize, show us what they can do with their tools. They had a logging accident over on 287 probably a year and a half ago now. And immediately they needed a wrecker right then to stabilize the truck because we carried cribbing, but do you think we carried tons and tons of cribbing? No, we don't have a lot of room on the fire truck. We also, EJ, when you get on the sides, we carry what they call, there's different kinds of things you want to call them, but they're rescue jacks, where you can stabilize the car on its side. They kind of give us long things that we have to put together to help us stabilize. And again, they're on the other engine that's outside ready to go if something happens today. So again, you know, we can't have everything because we're a small department. Why we depend on our neighboring departments. And that's why we want them to come train with us. You know, we want them to train as much as we want to train. Any other questions?
I'll see you later, okay?
I would like to say thank you for what you guys do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you guys for cutting the car up. I just got a horse, that's all I get. Okay, no, go ahead and cut cans if you want. Hey, just wear gloves.
You did all the hard work, all the PR stuff.
You got a pair of gloves?
No.
I'll get you a pair then. I just want you to so you don't cut your hands or something. Hey, Chad, just make sure he has a pair of gloves so if they cut cans with the jaws. Thank you. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Steve.
No problem.
You guys
Please, we're gonna walk away.
I have some foods in here. You guys go back inside. You can cut pop cans up. Pour water if you want off Firehouse. You kids.
That's the last 2 things I got for you, Squirt.
All right, guys. So.
Thank you guys for watching. Yes. No, it's not our car.
All right. So here we are. I have had a hot dog. It was great. There's still some food going on. If you haven't come down yet, make sure you do. Check out the car. Check out the new Jaws. That's the quietest set I've ever heard. And I've been around, EMS and fire stuff most of my life. What I found interesting is actually how quiet they were. And when you are the patient inside that vehicle and they're trying to get you out and all those things are happening, they're not wrong. That's a really rough situation to be in, either as the people that are there to help you or to be one of the people inside the car. So huge improvements. TJ walked us around. If you see him, thank him for helping us out with that. That's really super useful. So yes, thank you very much, TJ, for showing us around. This is what we would call a state-of-the-art facility. Okay, so if we're lucky, maybe they'll move the council meetings back down here. They used to be down here before the fire, and I think this is a great spot. Although, again, I love the view up at J. Earps this side. You can see it behind me over here. But the leaves are getting ready to change. If you haven't had a chance, even the visitors, the Welcome Center out by the dam has a great view. So come on, get your pictures. The people that do travel up here to see it are going to be coming probably in the next week or two, so you're going to see an increase in tourism, which usually directly relates to an inflated cost of some things. And it's kind of camping season. It's towards the end. A lot of folks are out camping. So you're going to find people from out of town. Be courteous, introduce yourself, tell them about a good spot to eat if you have one. Bakery down in Elkhorn, I absolutely loved it. It was one of the first things I found when we got here. The Google Maps is behind. I think the Florida Fried Chicken place is still listed on there. If you found a different place to go since then, let me know, because I really enjoyed their food and I was disappointed to see that go. But yeah, so check on your neighbors, thank a veteran. If you want to volunteer, TJ said anybody that's down here has the ability to help you fill out an application. So if you want to volunteer for the fire department, get your butt down here and fill out an application. They're doing training all the time. Teach you everything you need to know. They've got a great facility in there. They've got lots of new equipment. Make sure you check that out. All right. Thanks for the support, and we'll see you Tuesday morning for the county commissioners meeting. Good day, guys.